Hello everybody, it's Fufu here and I'm back for another experiment video. Today we are going to be doing some interesting tests to see whether Salazzle can poison itself and inflict a little bit of self-harm. So how we're going to be doing that is we're going to be testing the Corrosion ability. Corrosion allows Salazzle and Salandit to poison and steel types. Obviously they themselves are poison types. So what happens when Salazzle uses Toxic on a Magic Bounce Pokemon? Does that Toxic move still have the Corrosion ability effect when it is Magic Bounce back, or does the Magic Bounce kind of cancel that out? So I'll be doing that with Salazzle. I will also be doing a sneaky second experiment testing how the Toxic Orb works with Corrosion. So Salandit is holding the Toxic Orb and I'm going to see if the Toxic Orb will activate with the Corrosion ability and poison Salandit even though it's a poison type, or whether the Toxic Orb doesn't take into account the Corrosion ability. So two interesting experiments today, and these were obviously suggested to me quite a lot actually. They were suggested a number of times. People want to find out about Salazzle, so that's cool. I think Salazzle's Corrosion ability is really interesting. It really helps you break down some bulky poison and steel types in the game, but it's interesting that Salazzle gets it because it is not the bulkiest of Pokemon. So right now I've got a Sableye. I'm just going to Mega Evolve this Sableye and we'll go from there. So we'll Mega Evolve the Sableye so that it gets the Magic Bounce ability. I'll then go for a Toxic with Salazzle and see when it's bounced back whether Salazzle isn't affected because it's a poison type, or whether the Corrosion ability still has its effect even though it's been Magic Bounced, and therefore Salazzle can kind of poison itself. So let's see if this works. Right, so I'm going for a Toxic with my Salazzle and it will bounce back with the Magic Bounce. I love Mega Sableye, it's one of my favourite Megas. I just love Sableye anyway. It doesn't affect it. What? It does not affect Salazzle. Okay, so I just want to try that again to see if I saw that right. So we'll go for another Toxic. So we use the Toxic, the Magic Bounce activates, but it looks like the Magic Bounce overrides the Toxic from Salazzle. So I'm going to do one more experiment. I'm going to go for a Fake Out with my Sableye, which will obviously fail just because I want to switch in my Salandit to see if the Toxic Orb will activate, because Toxic Orb may well take into account the Corrosion ability. We may be able to get some self-harm here. It does! That's really interesting. So it can poison itself with the Toxic Orb, but Magic Bounce replaces the Corrosion ability effect so that you can't poison yourself when things are bounced back. So that's really good. It means that Salazzle can still spam Toxic even if the opponent has a Magic Bouncer, but what it does mean is that Toxic Orb will activate. Very interesting. I thought it was a really cool experiment with thanks to my little Gemlin, the Mega Sableye. Hope you learned something, hope you found that interesting. Please let me know if you've got any experiments that you want me to try in the comment section below, and let me know if you learned something, if you expected it to be this way, or if you expected a different outcome. And give this video a like if you do like my experiment videos. It's always good to have that support and to know that you guys want to see more. That's going to be all for today. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Fufu, you've been awesome, and hopefully see you next time. Goodbye.